Okay, good morning. I am recreating the DAT IAT lab procedures. So the very first step is to receive your sample unknowns. So I have given you 6 A, B, C, D, E, F that you will need to write down the reactions for. And right now the first thing that I'm supposed to do and that I'm going to do is wash these cells completely so that I can take 1 drop of that and complete my DAT procedure. So when you read I've washed my cells 3 times and I've made a 3 to 5% suspension. I have a tube up here labeled the same, A through F. When you read your procedure manual, it talks about now is when we're going to put in our 2 drops of AHG. I have 2 different kinds of AHG in my hand. They're basically the same thing. This one is just an anti-IgG. This is polyspecific, meaning that it has an anti-IgG and anti-complement. So because I'm really short on supplies, you can use either one, but for adults we could use the IgG specifically. And I have more of this and I'm thinking I might need the other when we do some of our antibody testing. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to add 1 drop of cells and spin that. Tube A is on the left or the bottom, and tube B is on the top. There you go. Let's see it. Or the right. This is tube C and D. Try to turn them. C and D. There you go. I hope you can see the difference in those. And E and F. Good job. Okay, remember that the last step is always to take our negative tubes and check them with check cells. So a check cell is a red cell that's coated with IgG antigen. Therefore, it should be available to bind with an anti-IgG that was in our AHG if our test worked properly. So if the test was negative, there should be plenty of unbound anti-IgG. And look at that. The negatives are all have positive check cells. So please put that on your worksheet. We're having so much fun. Now we're doing the indirect antiglobulin test, or the IAT. You will use this next week for antibody screens and identification. We are looking for antibody in our serum. So I have taken the serum, I've placed 2 drops into each tube. I've given you 6 samples, and now I'm going to place 1 drop of red cells into each tube, and then we'll do an immediate spin. Okay, when you look at your worksheet, this is what you're going to record under RT saline, or room temperature saline. All right, so this is tubes 1 and 2, samples 1 and 2. 1 is on the left, 2 is on the right. Okay, 1 and 2. Tubes 3 and 4. Remember, we're looking for an antibody in our serum. Okay. So grade agglutinations. This would be room temperature or RT saline. And once again, tube 5 is on the left. You can see how you get this kind of swirling pattern. and then tube 6 is on the left. On the right, sorry. Okay, now then, those were all room temperature. I'm going to add our enhancement media, the LISS, low ionic strength saline, and then we're going to spin them and read them again. Okay, so now we've added our low ionic strength saline, LISS, to our tubes and done an immediate spin. On your worksheet, it is RT albumin. That's where you need to put these results. See if I can get them nice and close for you. So this is tube 1 on the left and tube 2 is on the right. Regardless of the results that you get at this point, I want you to keep working through. Okay, 1 and 2. Tubes 3 and 4. Remember what we're testing for. We're looking for antibody in our patient's serum. Okay. Tube 3 is on the left, tube 4 is on the right. Tube 5 and 6. Remember, you're looking for this kind of swirling pattern as we cut across the cells with our liquid. And there's a bubble in there, the tube on the left. Do not mistake that for agglutination, even though I know that it's really difficult to see, versus the tube on the right. Okay, you see those patterns? All right, now I'm going to incubate these at 37 degrees for 15 minutes. Ooh. Okay, so now the tubes have been in the incubator, 37-degree water bath for 15 minutes. You can see this is tube 1. 1 is on the left and 2 is on the right. Okay, trying to get it. No, it has so much. 1 and 2. Tubes 3 and 4. All right, tube 3 is on the left, and tube 4 is on the right. You can still see tubes, cells swirling off. Okay. All right. And last is tubes 5 and 6. Tube 5 is on the left, tube 6 is on the right. Let's see if I can get these anywhere close to, oh, that's better. Okay. You see the swirls in tube 5. Okay. Okay, so we read the tubes after 37-degree incubation, and then I washed them 3 times and created a dry cell button, added 2 drops of anti-IgG, and spun them again, and now we're going to read them. This you will place under the AHG, anti-human globulin, part of your worksheet. Okay, so I have tubes 1 and 2, once again. Tube 1 is on the left, tube 2 is on the right. tube 3 and 4. Three is on the left, 4 is on the right. And tubes 5 and 6. Tube 5 is on the left, and tube 6 is on the right. So after doing that with the IAT, we need to read each one of the tubes that we thought was negative. We need to read it microscopically. I'll set that up now. Oops. Trying to take a video of tube 1. You can see really just floating by and not, as Kat described, holding hands. Okay? All right, this is tube 2. They're moving a little bit, but it's kind of hard to see. Okay, this is tube 3. Back up and give you a much better picture. Okay, the cells are moving, and they're just moving past. I would tell you that it doesn't look to me like they're connected, actually. This is tube 4, which I really didn't have to do, but I really wanted you to see what this would look like microscopically if you were not sure of what you were supposed to be looking for. Okay. Okay, this is tube 5. You see how those cells are moving? This is what you really want it to look like. They're fresh and moving and not holding hands. Okay, once again, this is for comparison's sake. This is tube 6. All right, so these are microscopics that you would only do if it was negative. I'm just giving you the microscopics so that you can see just what it might look like under the scope. The last step, of course, is our check cells to all negative tubes. So if you had a negative at AHG and you read it microscopically and you thought that you saw agglutination, then you would put plus minus, because you didn't see it visually, you only saw it under the microscope. So it always would be a plus minus there. And then, of course, here we have agglutination in tubes 1 and 2. Three and 4. 5. Good job.